Have you ever noticed how sometimes the most ordinary situations can cause an intense emotional reaction in you? Maybe you're having a perfectly fine day and then suddenly you hear a certain word, see a particular facial expression, or even smell a certain scent, and instantly you feel overwhelmed with emotions that seem out of proportion to the situation. You might find yourself feeling angry, sad, anxious, or even panicked. And it can feel like these emotions are taking over you and you have no control over them. In this lesson, we're going to talk about what these experiences are and how to deal with them. We'll be exploring the concept of triggers and how they can affect us. So let's get started. In psychology, a trigger is defined as any stimulus such as a word, look, smell, or gesture that brings back painful memories and emotions that have been suppressed or not fully processed. Essentially, it's something that activates dysregulation in our nervous system. Our nervous system has an optimal zone called the window of tolerance where we feel just right calm yet alert. When a trigger activates a dysregulated state, our system exits this optimal zone and moves into one of the four danger zones: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. These responses are all designed to help us survive in dangerous situations, but they are not helpful in everyday life. For example, let us imagine you sitting at home on your couch, relaxing, and you receive a text message from your partner. You open it and realize they haven't replied to your messages, and it's been quite a while since they got back to you. Now, in this situation, the text message itself is not a problem. But if you have a trigger related to abandonment or rejection, the situation could quickly become distressing. Suddenly, your heart starts racing, your breathing becomes shallow, and you begin to panic. You keep replaying the interaction in your head and imagining all sorts of negative scenarios. Before you know it, you're feeling overwhelmed with anxiety and fear. You start thinking things like, they don't care about me anymore. They're probably seeing someone else. Everyone always leaves me eventually. I'm not good enough. Even though there is no real reason to think these things, your mind is playing tricks on you because of your trigger. Triggers are often related to past experiences of trauma, abuse, neglect, or significant loss. For instance, if you grew up with a parent who was emotionally unavailable, you might develop a trigger around not receiving timely responses from your partner. Hearing a certain tone of voice or seeing a particular facial expression could also activate your trigger and bring up these same feelings of abandonment and rejection. Triggers are highly individual and can vary from person to person. Some common triggers include childhood trauma, emotional or physical abuse, grief and loss, major life changes, and stressful events. The problem with triggers is that they can cause us to react in ways that are impulsive and unhelpful. We might lash out at others, withdraw socially, become overwhelmed with anxiety, or feel stuck in a cycle of negative emotions. Additionally, triggers can make it difficult for us to communicate effectively and maintain healthy relationships. When we are triggered, we are essentially stuck in the past and unable to see the present clearly. This can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and breakdowns in communication. Moreover, triggers can have a significant impact on our overall well-being. Constantly feeling on edge and hypervigilant can take a toll on our mental health, causing us to feel stressed, anxious, and even depressed. Triggers can also affect our physical health, as the constant state of alertness can cause physical symptoms such as headaches, muscle tension, and sleep disturbances. Now that we have covered what triggers are and how they can affect us, let's talk about how to deal with them. First, recognize that you are being triggered. This can be challenging as triggers often catch us off guard and bring up intense emotions. However, it is crucial to become aware of the signs that indicate you are being triggered. This can include physical sensations such as a racing heart or sweating, as well as emotional cues like anger, sadness, or anxiety. Once you have recognized that you are being triggered, take a moment to pause and observe what is happening. This can help you create some space between you and your reaction to the trigger. Try to stay present and focus on your breath rather than getting lost in thoughts of the past. This may help you to avoid making any impulsive decisions or saying things you don't mean. Another effective strategy for dealing with triggers is to challenge the negative thoughts that come up. When you're triggered, it's natural to start ruminating on negative thoughts and self-blame. However, these thoughts are often distorted and not accurate representations of reality. With practice, you can learn to recognize these negative thought patterns and challenge their validity. Ask yourself questions like, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief? What would I tell a friend who had the same thought? By questioning these thoughts, you can start to shift your perspective and see the situation in a more balanced light. If you are able, reach out for support from a friend, family member, or a mental health professional. Talking about your triggers and the emotions associated with them can be incredibly cathartic and validating. By sharing your experiences, you can gain new insights and perspectives that you may not have considered before. Additionally, seeking support can provide you with the emotional strength and resilience to cope with future triggers more effectively. It can be incredibly difficult to confront our triggers, but the benefits are immense. By learning to work through our triggers, we can break free from the cycles of negativity and dysfunction that have held us back for so long. We can cultivate healthier relationships, improve our overall well-being, and live a more authentic and fulfilling life. This week, I challenge you to keep a trigger journal. Every time you feel a strong emotional reaction, write down 1. What triggered me? 2. What happened in my body? 3. What past memory came up? 4. How did I respond? 5. How do I want to respond next time? This simple practice helps bring unconscious patterns into conscious awareness. You are not your trigger. You are far stronger than whatever wound is trying to keep you small. You're doing the best you can, and I believe in you. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends and family. Remember, you matter. Your healing is important. And I'm here to support you on your journey towards wholeness. I'll see you next time.